Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, because today we have people from different countries around the world. So it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure you are here with us. Today we are making a webinar about natural ingredients for cosmetics industry. We are talking about natural ingredients from Colombia. So my name is Catalina Gutierrez. I'm going to be today your host. I am part of the Biointropic teams, and this webinar is organized by Global Cosmetic Clusters and Biointropic. So welcome everyone. We are going to record this webinar. And at this moment, I'm going to say hello to Ségolène. Ségolène Lelotre is the coordinator of the Global Cosmetics Cluster. Ségolène, hello.
Hello, Catalina. It's Justine from Cosmetics.
Hello, Justine.
Yes, Ségolène is not here, but she will join us in a few minutes. But I'm going to present Global Cosmetic Cluster.
Okay, so I share the slides, please. Okay, Justine.
Okay, so hello everyone. So I'm Justine Legon from Cosmetic Valley, and I'm going to give you some word regarding Global Cosmetic Cluster. Next slide, please.
Tell me 1 minute.
Global Cosmetic Clusters is the first international network of cosmetic clusters dedicated to the innovation in cosmetics. So this international network gather 19 clusters from 17 countries from all around the world, as you can see on the map. The goal of this network is to represent the cosmetic industry, to be a gateway to SMEs internationalization, because we provide some action to facilitate the collaboration between cosmetic actors at international level. And the goal of this network is also to develop the interclustering collaboration, so collaboration between clusters in order to share good practices, to organize events at the benefit of SMEs. So it was an overview of our action and the network. So I give the word to Catalina to.
Okay, so thank you, Justine. Where are you now?
I'm in France.
Oh, okay, so thank you, Justine. She was talking about the Global Cosmetics Cluster. As I said before, this webinar is organized by Global Cosmetic Cluster and Biointropic. So at this moment, I'm going to say good morning. Hello, Claudia Marcela Betancourt. She is the Executive Director of Biointropic, and as well, she wants to say some welcoming words and tell you about Biointropic. Go ahead, Claudia.
Hello, Catalina. Hello, everyone. Hello, Justin. Okay, I wanted to do something about Biointropic because I want to let you know that Biointropic is located in Colombia. We are an innovation center promoting and supporting bio-based projects, companies, and also bio-business acceleration. We have more different services like strategic intelligence studies, bio-business acceleration, collaborative innovative projects, and spreading knowledge. So since 2014, Biointropic has been working, the next slide, Catalina. Since 2014, Biointropic has been working with more than 500 companies and business who are interested in bioproducts and service innovative to biodiversity than biotechnology. And also, we have been working together with more than 13 ecosystem allies. Some of them are Cosmetic Valley and the Global Cosmetic Cluster. So we have experience in projects, experience in intelligent studies. Also, this is because we are interested to promote biodiversity from Colombia to the world of beauty.
Thank you, Claudia. Okay, so let's begin. The webinar, Colombian Natural Ingredients and Related Regulation for Cosmetics Industry. So this is the general agenda. So we are going to know about a short view of Colombia, making business in Colombia, biobusinesses opportunities for cosmetics ingredients companies, key aspects, and at the end of this webinar, we will have the Q&A sessions, question and answer sessions. Okay, so please write your questions on the chat. So let's begin with Germán Rios. He's a Senior Investment Advisor of ProColombia, who is going to talk about a short view and making business in Colombia. Go ahead, Germán.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thank you so much, Catalina, Claudia, and Justine to invite me to be part of this event today. My name is Germán Rios. As Catalina mentioned before, I'm Senior Investment Advisor at ProColombia. ProColombia is the investment promotion agency from the national government. And what we want is that foreign companies invest here in our country. So so in order to start, I'd like to share with you a short video about Colombia. And after the video, I will show you a short presentation about making business in Colombia and business-friendly environment that we have for foreign companies. So
Welcome to Colombia. We have been waiting for you. We've developed a special roadmap to help you get acquainted with our country and feel comfortable investing with us. Colombia is the second most biodiverse country in the world, and this natural environment provides us with millions of hectares for agricultural production and ample supply of raw materials used in all industries by skilled Colombian workers. Thanks to its geographical location, sharing borders with 2 oceans and great passenger and cargo air connectivity, Colombia offers a great advantage as an export platform to supply the world. And it has also become an ideal nearshoring destination for international companies that are diversifying their regional supply chains. Colombia also shows one of the highest economic growth rates in the region. And it is expected to continue growing through the Infrastructure Master Plan, focused on technical, social, and environmental sustainability. The country welcomes international investors by offering various facilitating factors. Colombia's unique, talented, and highly skilled workforce is one of the largest in the region. Colombia offers strategic support in all stages of the investment cycle through its red carpet treatment for investors. There are special incentives for mega investments and a special free zone regimen. And as part of the commitment to being increasingly sustainable and competitive, the country offers special tax benefits for companies that generate a positive social and environmental impact. Colombia is a great option for your next investment. So are you looking for the right time to invest? Colombia has created an environment of excellence, and our highly talented people will help take your business to the next level. The opportunity? The choice is yours. And the place? It's definitely Colombia.
So now what I would like to show you is this short presentation that I have for you. Give me 1 second. I share as a presentation. Perfect. So I'm going to present you 5 reasons to invest in Colombia and why to invest in our country. Is a very good, one of the most important gateway here in Latin America to reach not only the local market, but also the regional market. So one of the 5 reasons to invest in the most welcoming country in the world. The first one is that we have a dynamic domestic market. The second, a regional hub and a competitive export platform. The third one, key conditions and safe and friendly environment for foreign direct investment. The fourth, leadership and commitment to sustainable economy. Pardon. And the fifth, the way to do business here in our country. So the first one is Colombia has a dynamic domestic market, and its regions that Colombia has different regions that provides different investment opportunities for foreign companies. Colombia is the 4th largest economy in the region with a positive economic growth outlook. As you saw in the video, Colombia was forecasting that it will grow by 4.5%, but currently the OECD, IMF, and World Bank, they forecast that Colombia will grow at 6.1% or 5.4%. So this is a very important key factor for foreigners, that Colombia has a very positive outlook. And if you look at it and you compare with other countries in the region, in Latin America, Colombia will grow at a faster rate than Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, and some other countries around the Latin American market. The country has an attractive domestic market. We have the 3rd most populous country in Latin America, plus 51 million inhabitants, the last data. We have a young population that drives the domestic market. And also we have different cities. Colombia is, in the next slide, I will show you about more the regions in Colombia, but we have over 15 cities with more than 5,000 inhabitants, and 27 cities over 2,500 inhabitants. So also this provides for foreign companies multiple cities where they can locate it or set up their business and to reach this local market, and also, as I mentioned before, to meet the regional market. As I was mentioned before, maybe for some of you, this is the first time that you've heard or you've seen Colombia. We have different regions and multiple regions that provides a wide variety of sectoral locations. So there are the Caribbean region, the north side of this slide that you're seeing. Also, we have the Antioquia and the Coffee region. Antioquia region, the capital is Medellin. We have the Pacific region, where is located the Buenaventura port, seaport. And we have also Amazon and Orinoco region, where we have the most diverse the most diverse things in Colombia. And also we have Bogota and Cundinamarca. Bogota is the capital of Colombia, and we have the Center East that also is one of the most productive regions of Colombia, and it stands out as for agribusiness, chemical, tourism, infrastructure, and some other sectors. So also, as you saw in the video, Colombia is the 2nd most biodiverse country in the world. So this allows the foreign companies, and especially, for example, in the cosmetic industry, that some companies set up their business in our country. Some of them, for example, L'Oreal, they have their production facilities in our country, and also they are currently applying for different R&D projects in our country. The second reason, Colombia is a regional hub and a competitive export platform. We have over 3,500 maritime export routes that reach over 400 cities in the world. And also we have more than 2,400 export routes throughout air freight. Also, This provides us the ability to reach the region, the local market and the regional market in a very rapidly way. Also, the connections is very important for foreign companies. Colombia is becoming, in the last years, is becoming a very strategic point to become the hub in the Americas. As if you look at in this chart, Colombia, from Bogota, you can reach Toronto in 6 hours, Santiago de Chile in less than 6 hours, Miami is 3 hours from here, from Colombia, through airlines. So we have these benefits that you can reach the regional market in a very rapidly way. That's the reason why some foreign companies set up their regional hubs here in Colombia. Sanofi, which is a French pharmaceutical company, they have their regional headquarters based in Bogota. Also, this is very important for foreign companies. We have multiple free trade zones. Free trade zones are areas that have preferential tax benefits for foreign or local companies. So this is a very important tool that I'm not going to get into the detail due to the time, but we can share you more information if you would like to know about the free trade zone. The important thing here is that within a free trade zone in Colombia, you can reach 100% of local market, or you can reach 100% of export market. You don't have a specific rate to export or a specific rate to reach the local market. So you have the ability to export, if you would like to export 100% of your production, or if you would like to meet the local market 100% from a free trade zone. And we have different free trade zones in Colombia. We have in Bolivar, Atlántico, and Magdalena, you see in the chart in the north area of Colombia. Also, we have in Valle del Cauca, which is very nearby to the Buenaventura port, seaport. And also we have in Bogota and Cundinamarca. And also the El Dorado airport is one of the largest air cargo airport in Latin America. The third reason is that we offer key condition and friendly business environment for foreign companies. Colombia has equal treatment for foreigners and local. So any foreign company that would like to set up their business here in Colombia will treat equally to as a national company in our country. So you can invest at any moment or withdraw your capitals or your dividends to your country as without any inconvenience. Maybe as you might heard, and maybe Justine, that she's based in France, currently Colombia, in this year, we enacted a double taxation agreement with France. So also French companies, and not also French companies, but also European and North American companies can take advantage of Colombia. Also, one of the things that you saw in the video is that the free trade agreement that we have with Colombia that allowed us to reach more than 1.5 billion consumers around the world. We have 17 free trade agreements in force with European Union, Korea, Israel, also with Chile, United States. It is very important for you that the current free trade agreement that we have with United States is considered by some, by the international or the investors as one of the most advanced free trade agreement. We have the best conditions to reach this market if you compare the free trade agreement between Colombia and the United States with other countries in the region. As I was mentioned before, we have 13 double taxation agreements. Also, this is a very important tool for foreign companies to reach Colombian, and that Colombia could be this gateway to meet the regional market. Also, the national government offers an attractive incentive policies. Vallejo Plan, which is an investment that goes to, or what look for is that companies export more from Colombia. This could apply outside the free trade zone. Also, acquisition of real fixed assets. So for example, companies that have their business in Colombia can, if they buy a machinery to produce, for example, your cosmetics or your R&D laboratory, this equipment you can deduct the VAT. Currently, the VAT in Colombia is 19%, so you can deduct this VAT, and it's a very important tool. Also, we have research, science, and technology. We were very hand in hand with the Ministry of Science and Technology. So this also very important incentive that foreign companies that would like to set up or develop R&D process in Colombia could apply for. And some other that I could show you in the next step. The fourth reason is the leadership and commitment to sustainable economy. Colombia is betting very heavily to the sustainable economy. We have a commitment to green transition and a strategy to road to zero, as you might see in this chart. Although Colombia represents around 0.4% of global emissions, we have a very ambitious agenda in Latin America and the Caribbean to meet this green transition. Colombia committed to 51% reduction in emissions by 2030, reach net zero deforestation by 2030, and achieve carbon neutrality by 2015. And Colombia is the first country in the region to publish a green taxonomy that allows, or that will allow to develop a sustainable road and support business more sustainable here in our country. So this is very important. As I mentioned before, Colombia is betting very heavily to become a very sustainable country in the region. We are a leader in energy transition. Colombia is a leader in energy transition, ranked third in the Americas and 29th among the world, sorry. And you can see the government challenge at the beginning of this government, the installed capacity in non-conventional energy, as you saw in the video, was like around 400 megawatts. Currently is 2,500 megawatts. So we have been growing our energy matrix. And Colombia has the potential to be one of the cleanest energy matrix in the region. And the fifth reason, we offer an attractive investment opportunities. Colombia is an ideal production center, not only for manufacturing, but also for develop an R&D process. Thanks to the competitive cost of human talent, supply, distribution, Colombia offers attractive elements for foreign companies to set up their business in Colombia, and also to manufacturing and production to meet your gateway here in Latin America from Colombia. And some of the opportunities, packaging in automotive industry, also in the cosmetic industry. As I mentioned before, L'Oreal is based here in Colombia, have their production here in our country. And the last slide that I would like to show you is that Colombia has a regional operation center. As you saw, Colombia has this logistic and distribution center, and we have very competitive salary costs and convenient time zones to reach the Americas. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for letting me to introduce in a very rapidly way the reasons to invest in Colombia. If any of the companies or any of the audience that is currently here would like to address more information, I will share this presentation with Biointropic and also with Cosmetic Cluster. So you can reach me at any time and we can provide you further information. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Germán Rios from ProColombia. So we are going to continue. Welcome to everybody, because we know that some of you just arrived 1 minute before. So welcome to this Colombian webinar. Today we have other special guests. I mean, ProColombia, of course, but we are going to have other special guests from the Environment Department of Colombia. ProColombia, as you saw, Swiss Contact, and 4 other natural ingredients companies like ECOFLORA CARES, BioINGRED, Kahai, and Green Andina. So at this moment, I'm going to share again my screen. Okay. Okay, so let's continue with Claudia Betancourt, Executive Director of Biointropic. talking about biobusinesses opportunities in Colombia and biodiversity in Colombia. So Claudia, are you there?
Yeah, thank you, Catalina. Hello again.
Hello.
Okay, let's talk about some opportunities for biobusiness in Colombia. The first one is that Colombia has a clear regulation related to biodiversity. We have laws, different topics like sustainable use of biodiversity, access of genetic resource, biotechnology, bioeconomy, green growth, and others. In the slide, we can see some chronological days of this law, and these laws are important for us because that laws support our new developed business. Okay, the second one, that the next slide.
Okay, 1 minute.
The second one that is that Colombia is the second most biodiverse country in the world. We have more than 50 happy species of flora and fauna and more than 270,000 tons per year of agricultural waste. There are opportunities to develop for new products. Next. The third, we have capabilities. We have more than 600 R&D groups of biodiversity and biotechnology, and more than 1,400 R&D groups on life science. And also, we have 300 innovative biotech companies. Next. So we have great opportunities to collaborate and develop sustainable value chain for tropical biodiversity of Colombia. We can develop a new natural ingredients or bioactive ingredients from essential oil, vegetable oils, botanic extract, natural dye, and also we can contribute to develop natural cosmetic and dermo cosmetic. Next. So some examples. So we have natural ingredients all around the country. One of them are from Pacific, like Jagua, is Juniper americana, Achoti, we can develop from them natural dyes, and also we have another species in the south of Colombia, in the Amazon region, like Buriti, Kahai, Sachainchi, Copasu, and so on, and we can develop vegetable oils. So we have Divi, Anamu, and others native species from Colombia. So we invite you to collaborate with innovative solutions for Colombia. That's all.
Thank you, Claudia. I'm going to ask Giovanni. Giovanni, it's better that you share the screen because for me, I mean, I am doing different kind of things at the same time. So Giovanni, if you can share this, it is better. So now we are going to introduce Claudia Sepulveda. Claudia is the coordinator of a program of Swiss Contact. The name of this program is Colombia Más Competitiva. I mean, a country more competitive. No sé si se solo la. I am doing just the translation like that. Claudia is going to tell us in a better way about this one. Why is Claudia here? Why is Swiss Contact here? Okay, so Claudia, go ahead.
Thank you, Catalina, and good morning, everyone here in Colombia. Good afternoon and good night for the people who is joining us from overseas. And a special thank you to you, Biointropic, Claudia Tancourt, and the Global Cosmetic Cluster, which we have the short opportunity to meet in the last in cosmetics in Paris. Well, why am I here? Because we have been working with the sector in the last 6 years. Just to give you a very quick context of what we've done, we are Colombia Más Competitiva. We are a program funded by the Swiss government and with the support of the Colombian government, and we work together to help the country to achieve a better competitive position, through better policies, better public policies, and through the development of 4 value chains in the country. So one of the value chains that we support is the natural ingredients value chain. We work for 4 years with the cosmetics based on natural ingredients, and we were trying to understand and learn from what is the competitive advantage of the competitive position of this chain in Colombia. So we supported 4 projects during those first 4 years of the program, and we learned a lot in how sophisticated this sector is a sector that has very high standards in research, development, quality, and all these regulations that the products have to meet in the market. So as far as our biodiversity is so big, as Claudia mentioned, the numbers are huge. We said, well, if Colombia wants to position itself as a country that has a competitive offer for the market, we need to focus on where we have the most potential for this market. So we made a study that went to the world of cosmetics and identified 5 markets that are very potential for our products. And then it came here and investigated on the offer that the country has. So we have sort of discovered that there are 29 species where Colombia has a potential and a very competitive offer to go to the market, not only in cosmetics, but also in food and dietary supplements. As you know, the natural ingredients are very diverse. They can be used in the cosmetic industry, they can be used in the food industry, or in the health industry. So we try to identify those 29 species where Colombia has some sort of advance in the development of products. And what we did that in the 4 past years. And now in this new phase that we are going to be helping the country with this for the next 4 years, we open a call trying to capture the best projects that we're developing in and helping them to achieve their market entrance. So we receive nearly 50 expressions of interest, all of them very interesting, all of them with a high component of research and development. We really were surprised of the huge potential that this industry has in Colombia. Unfortunately, we only could finance 4 of them. So the resources were not enough to finance all of the 50 expressions of interest, but all of them very, very competitive. Some of them are going to be presented today because they came to our call. And just to give you an insight of what we received and we selected 4 projects. One of them is ECOFLORA. They're going to talk to you today, so I'm not going to say too much about this. So this is a project that has a very advanced process in research and development and is very ready for the market and offers a very high quality product. Also with Sacha Inchi, we are helping a group that is spread through the country, and they are developing the Sacha Inchi as an ingredient for diverse uses in cosmetic industry and also in food industry. But it is very interesting because it has a lot of impact on social groups, and this ingredient is very dynamic and has a lot to offer and a lot to develop and to go to the market with a very high standard product. The other one is Casaluker. Casaluker is one of the biggest companies that produces chocolate in the country. but they came to this call with a very interesting proposal on how to use the waste from the cocoa process itself, the chill of the cocoa, and also we say here the mieles, the water that comes from the process. So they are going to develop some very innovative products from this waste. We call it waste, but it's almost 40% of the whole fruit. So we could say this is not waste, it's something that is not taken into advantage completely. So we are going to support that process. And the other one is Selva Nevada, which is a company that works with fruits from the Amazon region that also Claudia mentioned some of them. And they are very innovative. They are trying to mix new flavors. They are in the food industry. They are specialized in ice creams, but they develop very interesting research processes to produce these ice creams from fruits in the Amazon. So all of them are different. Some of them go for the cosmetics industry, some of them go for the food industry, but this gives us a view of what the potentials of the sector are, how developed the industry is. This is an industry that requires, as I've told you before, very long processes of research and development, high investments in time and in money. So we have a lot to do there, a lot of potential to develop there. So we are going to be helping these four projects, but we are also going to help the country or the sector to develop a portfolio of potential ingredients that are ready to go to the market. We are going to try to help them with ProColombia and the other actors that participate in the roundtable of cosmetics to reach the market, to go and have this first-hand approach with potential buyers, and to understand what the requirements of the market are, and how we can also from the regulatory processes help them to put in place all the business environment so they can develop more easily. Well, that's about all I have to tell you today, and I hope that I have used the time wisely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Claudia. So I don't know, I was checking this chat and everyone is in silence. So I don't know if everything is clear to you or you don't have any question. We are here to answer those questions. Okay, so please write your questions on the chat if you have something to clear. Okay, so now we are going to start with the 4 natural ingredients Colombian companies. And the first one is ECOFLORA CARES. Adrian Giraldo. Adrian Giraldo is the business development of this company. Adrian, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Catalina. I'm very good. How's everybody doing here? I hope everybody's having a good time.
I hope everybody is good. Okay, so go ahead, Adrian.
Can I share my screen now? You need to stop sharing. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Adrian Giraldo. I am a business development advisor for ECOFLORA. ECOFLORA is a Colombian company that was founded in 1998, and basically what ECOFLORA tries to do is to leverage the Colombian biodiversity to develop natural ingredients for different kind of applications. We specialize in natural colors for the cosmetics, personal care, and food industries, and we are very careful or try to promote the responsibility of the ingredients on the supply chain by including access and benefit sharing concepts into our products. We are compliant with Nagoya Protocol, and following that, We were the first company in Colombia that was a member of the UEBT. We were even in the board of the Union for Ethical Biotrade. And that's basically what the way we try to take advantage in a sustainable and responsible way of Colombian biodiversity, which already, which is the second biodiversity in the world. It's something that was already commented by ProColombia and also by Biointropic. And what we do, we develop natural color, as I mentioned before. We are currently very active in the food industry, and we are trying to have more presence in the cosmetics and personal care. We are located in Colombia, in Sabaneta, in Antioquia. We have a manufacturing factory just outside Medellin, and we mainly are sourcing from rural communities in different areas of Colombia. This is something I'm going to explain a little bit later. As I mentioned before, we have different kind of ingredients. Our main development and our main innovation is the Jagua Blue. We are also exporting a natural wax for the cosmetics industry, and during our history, we have also produced essential oils and some oleoresins. These are some like residual products, but our main focus currently is on innovation. And as I said before, our core innovation is the Jagua Blue. The Jagua Blue, it's a natural blue color. This is really important for the food and cosmetics industry because basically the industry is trying to replace everything for something which is natural, which is more sustainable, given the bad promotion or the bad performance that chemicals have in the human health. So since everyone is trying to replace chemicals for naturals, this also happens to colors, and natural colors are something that are really present in the nature, but not blue. So just try to think about something that's blue, and which is not the ocean or the sky, and is present in nature and preferably in vegetable sources. So blue is really scarce. So this fruit, this Jagua fruit, it happens to have a natural color inside it. So we develop a process to extract the natural blue from this color, which is this big molecule that you have here. And this natural color happens to be water soluble, temperature stable, really concentrated, which allows low dosification. It's 100% safe, pH stable. And given that, we have protected it through 2 families of international patents. So now this natural color is present in the market. It's approved in Colombia for a wide range of uses, and we are currently expanding its use in the food industry and in the cosmetics industry in different kind of for different kind of applications in different regions. The Jagua fruit comes from different places in the world. It's not only coming from Colombia. The Genipa americana fruit, which is the Latin name of the fruit, comes from, it can be found all over America. So it can be found from the northern part of Mexico through the northern part of Bolivia. It has different kind of names around the region, and it's also really used and wide use for the indigenous communities in the region as temporary tattoo. So the main or the most known use is temporary tattoo, but what we do has nothing to do with the natural capacity of the fruit for tattooing the people. Now what we do is taking away this staining property, and we just take the blue color, which is soluble in water, and provides a really natural and appealing color to different kind of formulations. As I mentioned before, we rely on different kind of supply chains. We work in rural communities in Colombia. We work with indigenous communities. We work with peasant communities, with Afro-descendant communities, and we also have projects for establishing forestry plantations to to guarantee the supply chain at the long term. So at the left side, you can see different kind of applications in which we have been introducing the species for regenerating different kind of soil. So we have regenerated with this species mining degrading soils. We have established silvopastoral systems for having available the jaguar fruits without taking away the cattle farming vocation of different places. And also we have tried to establish agroforestry plantations to introduce the jaguar fruit as a different way of income for local communities. This is it. I believe we believe there's a huge potential with the jaguar fruit and other native and natural species in Colombia, trying to integrate this kind of new species into traditional supply chains to try to establish more possibilities for the people in the regions, and also for creating more products that have high value, that can be treated as scientific products, not only as raw extracts. So here we are for you in case you have any questions, or in case you have any possibilities for developing new businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adrian. We love this project. We love this portfolio. We love ECOFLORA CARES. I mean, this is part of who we are in Colombia. Adrian, at this moment, there are no questions on the chat. Thank you for your time. So we are going to continue with the webinar. Giovanni, next slide. Thank you, Giovanni. So next company, BioINGRED, with Sebastian Lopez, Research and Development Coordinator of this company, BioINGRED. Sebastian, how are you today?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon for the other people that it's around the world.
Okay, so the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. I cannot share my screen. Okay, right. Now I can. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay, thanks. Okay, again, hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me and for the whole BioINGRED Tech team for being part of this webinar. And remembering the other presentation at the beginning of this webinar, I think that we all have clear that Colombia is a big opportunity for investing and developing bio businesses in our country. But I would like to ask if you have ever wondered what could result from combining leading edge technology with our biodiversity. So in BioINGRED Tech, we have developed ingredients that are made by nature, but proven and proven by science. Here in BioINGRED Tech, we have three principal models for developing our ingredients, and those are scientific knowledge, open and circular innovation, and sustainability. We come from, we are a spin-off from the University of Antioquia, one of the most important universities here in the country. And we come from a research group that has more or less 20 years in the academic fields of phytochemistry and functionalizing bioactive substances for cosmetic and functional foods purposes. Regarding the open and circular innovation, currently we have open projects with one of the biggest companies in Colombia that work with vegetal materials like Levapan, like Compañía Nacional de Chocolate, the chocolate national company. Those are one of our clients, and we have started a relationship with one of our new customers that is located in Italy, in Europe. And talking about the sustainability, for all of our ingredients, we try to get directly to the farmer all of our materials. So we have a fair trade culture when we try to always pay the best for the farmer directly, with not intermediators. So this generation of assets for the development of of natural ingredients has led us to get a portfolio of at least 11 ingredients from natural resources from Colombia. In this case, we have developed two main lines with applied science. Those are Biomotion and functional blends that I'm going to explain further. In this case, we have a wide portfolio that covers a huge brand of necessities that cosmetic industry could have. For example, we have anti-aging ingredients, we have sun care ingredients, we have brightening activities for some of them, we have tonifying and toning activities for skin, anti-pollution too. We have emollient and soothing activity from some of those ingredients. We also have cleansing properties regarding the content of natural substances from these ingredients. We also have moisturizing, refreshing, and obviously hair care. That's a really important field for the cosmetic industry, mainly here in Colombia, that represent at least 80% of the cosmetic industry here in our country. We also have body and hair nutrition. All of our ingredients are made from the direct fresh fruit. So the content of bioactive substances and the content of nutrients or vitamins and different kind of oligoelements, there are in a very important amount in our ingredients. So the application for nutrition purposes with them, it's really good. We also have antioxidant and detoxifying activities. We have tested these claims with international laboratory located in Spain. And we also have anti-inflammatory, soothing, and ingredients for sensitive skin. So what's the technology behind our ingredients? In the case of Biomotion, we have applied the nanotechnology for delivery systems purpose. So in this case, if you can see this graph, look that Biomotion, it's an emulsion type ingredient. So you are going to have the fixed or essential oil of the ingredient emulsified or dispersed on the aqueous phase of the extract. So it's like having avocado oil dispersed on avocado extract, for example. That is the case of Biomotion avocado. We have developed a methodology that is part of our know-how that allow us to stabilize the pulp and the fruit directly with a minimum of processing, and it is not going to unstabilize in the time. So we also have demonstrated that we have a pickering effect in our ingredients. Pickering effect in colloidal physical chemistry, it's related with amount of particles, a solid particle that contribute to the stabilization of the emulsion. So this led us to use natural ingredients to stabilize them. So we don't use synthetic for most of our ingredients. We don't use synthetic substances for them. I don't have anything against synthetic chemistry, but that contributes to the naturalness of our ingredients. So for BioEmulsion, we also have three main advantages. They are all in one. As I told you, we make a whole fruit extract that led us to take out all the chemistry or all the composition of the different substances that are inside of the fruit. So you are going to see that our ingredients have multiple inky names. So you are going to see, for example, in the case of coffee, you are going to see coffee arabica, fruit extract, fruit oil. You're going to see husk extract too. So that's one of the advantages, and for some of our customers, that is a really important tip. Obviously, their naturalness is really important for us. We have analyzed and calculated the natural indexes based on the ISO 16128, and all of our ingredients complies the natural origin index that it's demanded in this regulatory certification. And we also have an easy to incorporate advantage. As you know, cosmetic industry has a unitary operation that regards a lot of energy, that you have to use a lot of processing, heating, and as you can see, our ingredients are pre-emulsified fixed and essential oils, so it's more easy to incorporate them inside of them. So that's bioemulsion. In this case, we have bioemulsion acai, we have bioemulsion avocado, bioemulsion coconut, bioemulsion coffee cherry, bioemulsion cocoa, and we also have bioemulsion menthol and bioemulsion CBD, cannabinoid. But in this case, you can see that these ingredients, they are pointed with a mark. This is because they are not natural, but we can direct the formulation of the ingredients to make a natural ingredient, but it is going to be a little bit expensive because natural components are in some cases more expensive. And we also have a very important and beautiful family of ingredients that is functional blends. Functional blends is a really important family of ingredients that we have developed, and it's a mixture of different species that have a synergistic effect for a cosmetic purpose. So in this case, you are going to find functional blend green tea, green coffee, and cocoa. That's one ingredient. You're going to find bixa, achiote, and acai. In this case, it's an exotic mixture of different plants. And we also have functional blend lulo, passion fruit, and golden berry. That it's a really exotic fruits here. They have really important content of saponins that are a natural found substances that helps to detergency and to cleansing objects. So for micellar waters or cleansing gels, it's a really good ingredient that you can use. And we also have the traditional mixture of calendula, chamomile, and aloe. It's a really traditional mixture, but it has demonstrated really importance here in Colombia, at least, because a lot of cosmetic products use it. So that's the two big families that we have in our portfolio in this moment. We have clinical testing for them. We have dermatological testing too, patch test. We won the last year a contest for a United Kingdom investing for biobusinesses companies, and we were one of the 3 companies that won that prize, and that led us to invest at least $50,000 just for clinical trials. So we have in vivo and in vitro demonstration of efficacy and safety for them. Obviously, this is a lot of information. I'm not going to focus on that. If you need a specific data sheet of one of these ingredients, you can write us down or contact Biointropic or contact us directly at BIOINGRED BioIngred, www.bioingred.co. And you can write us down what are your questions regarding one of our ingredients. So just for end, sustainability and origin is really important for us. It's not just saying we are the most biodiverse, one of the most biodiverse countries of the world. We have to apply knowledge to this development of ingredients, and we are proud to say that we are one of the companies sharing that place with the other companies that we in this moment have. That's really important for us, and to invest to the Colombian science and biodiversity. We also have a co-creation program. If you haven't seen one of the ingredients that you want in your project, you can contact us and we are going to develop for you, okay? So thanks for your time. That will be all.
Thank you, Sebastian. Okay, next on this webinar, Camilo Jaramillo, co-founder and marketing and sales director of Kahai. Welcome, Camilo.
Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon for those in Europe. It's a pleasure to be here and having this opportunity to share what we're doing. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, Camilo.
Perfect. Okay, so our company is Kahai, and we are the first in the world to industrialize a new Amazon nut. So this means there is no other company in no other country doing what we're doing, which is that this is a native species from the Colombian Amazon and Orinoquia region. It's an edible nut, quite tasty, in fact, and very nutritious. And from this nut, we cold press a precious oil for skin and hair care. We also develop other natural ingredients from this nut. Of course, we have the edible nuts to sell as functional snacks. And also we have a vegan protein, a plant-based protein, which is the defatted grinding nut once we extract the oil. And we also develop an exfoliant from the shell of this nut. So why is this so important? As you may know, nuts in the world, there are only 10 nuts, tree nuts being commercialized. This is the 11th nut. So we're developing a whole portfolio of natural cosmetics and conscious nutrition products, where we sell not only the bulk ingredients, but also we have finished products. So all our portfolio is based on cacao. So we have all premium sustainable cacao products. And this oil, I don't know why it's not moving. Okay. So cacao oil had been used since ancient times by indigenous in the Amazon as an emollient for burns and irritation healing and to improve cicatrization processes. What we've done is we have brought this tree into plantation and developed a process that help us preserve all the regenerative and antioxidant properties of these nuts. So as I mentioned, we sell it as a finished product, as an anti-aging face oil, but also as a bulk ingredient. And the main benefits is that it's a 100% natural anti-aging that prevents and combats the signs of aging. So the first you notice when using this oil is that it restores skin luminosity. It provides a long-lasting hydration, improves elasticity and firmness, diminishes dark spots, and reduces wrinkles. And all these claims are supported by clinical studies that we run in Germany, which I'm gonna come back to this. So what makes cacao oil unique compared to any other oil in the industry is the dry touch. So it's very compatible with the skin lipids. So it's very light. It spreads easy and quickly absorbs into the skin and doesn't leave any oily or sticky feel. That's why you can use it 100% pure in your face, in your hair, in your body, everywhere. So we sell the pure ingredient, 100%. We don't add any chemical fragrances, preservatives. And since it contains so much natural antioxidants, it's got a 36 months shelf life. It's Cosmos and EcoCert compliant, and it's also natural. So it's as pure and as natural as a product can be. In fact, I'm gonna show you here a video of the extraction process. We use German cutting-edge technology for cold pressing oils. And as you can see, with just pressing the nuts, on one side we obtain the oil, and the remaining is the protein meal I mentioned, is the defatted grinded nut. So cacao oil is suitable for daytime use, and during night, of course. It's dermatologically tested, and is suitable for sensitive skin and also for oily skin. And it doesn't react with UVA light exposure, so it's totally safe to use during the day. And what makes it very unique is that it's rich in linoleic acid, vitamin E, and retinol. In fact, it exceeds the best properties of some of the most precious oils in the cosmetic industry. So it contains 50% more vitamin E and twice the amount of linoleic acid than argan oil. And it contains 3 times more retinol than rosehip. In fact, we won an innovation award in Paris in 2013 for the development of this oil. So linoleic acid, or some call it vitamin F, essential fatty acids, it's one of the main components of the skin protective layer. That's why 75% of this oil is linoleic acid. That's why it's so compatible. And among the most important properties of linoleic acid is that it's a great cell regenerator. It's got anti-irritating and anti-inflammatory properties, and it's a sebum regulator. So it works not only in dry skin, but also in oily skins. It improves the texture of oily skins. Vitamin E is well known as it's a great for its antioxidant power. Retinol is called the anti-aging vitamin as it promotes the production of collagen and elastin in the skin. And coming back to the clinical test we developed in Germany, well, these tests usually take 8 to 12 weeks, but in just 4 weeks, we had wrinkle reduction in 95% of the patients. And it was up to 45% reductions in wrinkles volume. And so this was even higher than high-tech products with chemicals. And this is just a natural extract. And not only did it reduce wrinkles, it also improved hydration, firmness, elasticity, and smoothness. And these measurements were taken 12 hours after the last application to prevent measuring a cosmetic instant effect and rather measure how the skin was improving. This is a 3D image of a picture in the eye contour, and you can see the colors give you the depth. You can see how this dark blue disappears in the image of the right. This green went away, so it regenerated the tissue, filling up the wrinkle. And evidence of this regeneration power, we see it in this patient that had a skin cancer removed, and by using the oil during 6 months, it practically vanished the scar. Same thing with this patient that had a burn with boiling water in her stomach, and in just 2 months, the recovery was outstanding. So there are many products in which you can include cacao oil. I'm gonna pass this through for luminosity purposes, nourishing purposes, to provide long-lasting hydration, to smooth the surface of the skin, to improve elasticity and firmness, for dark spots, wrinkles and fine lines, also as a cosmetic booster, or as a makeup primer. And in terms of we already discussed about the oily skins. For aftershave products, is amazing. I have sensitive skin. I get a rash every morning, so this suits my skin, reduces the redness and calms the itchiness. And for hair care products, as antifreeze, it nourishes the fibers, seals the split ends, provides a lot of shine and luminosity. or silkiness to the hair, and it helps protect from the iron and the hair dryer. For beard care purposes also is really good. It strengthens nails. It's good to prevent stretch marks during pregnancy and totally safe to use also in baby products, as it's a food grade ingredient. So it's, in fact, babies love it after hair removal or to care for tattoos. These are just some examples. So these are 100% not Colombian products. Totally sustainable. In fact, we won a sustainability award in London in 2017 for the work we're doing with NGOs such as WWF, GIC, the Cooperation Agency from Germany, Amazon Conservation Team, with whom we are bringing these trees to peasant and indigenous communities in faraway regions in Colombia as a reforestation alternative for illicit crop substitution, for food safety, and also for economic growth. So we're basically growing wellness and a new industry for Colombia, which is a big source of innovation, not only for the cosmetic industry, but for the food and pharmaceutical industries. I don't know if there's any questions.
There's no questions, Camilo. So I guess everything is so clear. So thank you very much, Camilo.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to introduce now to Green Andina. We are going to have Angelica Sanchez, who is the director of this company, and Javier Grau, administrative and production director. Good morning, Angelica and Javier.
Good morning. Hi, good morning, everybody. We are Green Andina, Colombia, from Bogotá.
Ok, podemos ver tu pantalla.
Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. We are Green Andina, Colombia, from Bogotá. She's Angelica Sanchez, the CEO of Green Andina, and my name is Javier Grau from the operations department. Green Andina is a company established in Bogotá. We are producers, manufacturers from raw materials to the cosmetics industries. We use the waste of many industries in Colombia to produce raw materials for the different cosmetics ingredients. We have a facility, a plant industry in Bogotá, and we have 2 farms in the cold zone and in the warm zone of Cundinamarca, where we produce the plants to obtain, for example, essential oils, produce fruits to produce extracts. For example, we have in one of our farms tea tree oil. We can reproduce the tea tree oil in the warm zone of Cundinamarca, in one of our farms. We produce calendula flowers in our farms in the cool zone of Bogotá. All of these products are prepared in our plant in the natural processes. We have many products for the industry.
Next.
As you see, we have essential oils, We have vegetable oils. We have a extraction plant in Bogota to get sacha, to get maracuja oil, peach oil. So we are prepared to produce all these products with technology, with quality controls. We are in many fairs in USA and Europe. So we are prepared to produce the product.
Next.
We use the green cycle. We use the waste of the juice industry, for example, to prepare maracuja oil, maracuja exfoliants. We use the kernel of the peach to produce exfoliant and to produce oil from the seeds.
Next, please.
We use all the materials in the processes, and we contribute to the environment and the change to use all the materials and have the low impact in the environment.
Okay.
Here we have our lines, oils, butters, essential oils, extracts, exfoliants, next please. This is our team, our facilities in Bogota, and we are we are prepared to get your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Angelica. We don't have any question. So just to tell you that we offer you the possibility of approaching Biointropic in order to establish a direct contact with all these companies, okay? For that reason, we have shared on the chat our emails details. director@biointropic.com and info@biointropic.com. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, ECOFLORA CARES, BioINGRED, Kahai, and Green Andina. And at this moment, I'm going to invite to this webinar, okay, to Natalia Casas, who is the coordinator of Genetical Resource Group of Ministry of Environment or Environment Department of Colombia, and Esteban Neira, who is another professional of this group. Good morning, Natalia. Good morning, Esteban.
Muy buenos días, Catalina. Como lo habíamos hablado, mi compañero Esteban va a hacer la presentación de lo que es la regulación de acceso a recursos genéticos en Colombia. Para mí es un gusto estar en este espacio y le doy la palabra a Esteban.
Okay, Esteban, I don't know if you would like to translate the welcoming words of Natalia and then to start your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Catalina. Good morning to everyone. As Natalia mentioned, we are part of the Genetic Resources Group. She's our coordinator, and she is very pleased to be here with me to share with you some key aspects related to the provisions on access and beneficiary in Colombia for your easy understanding which is a very important thing in these matters of natural ingredients. So if you allow me, I will share my screen.
Where are you, Esteban?
Are you asking me where I am?
Yes.
Okay, I'm here in Nairobi, Kenya. We are negotiating the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework, so it's also an honor for me to be here in representation of Colombia's delegation.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, we are also negotiating a lot of things relating access and benefit sharing, so here we are. Oh. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so as I previously mentioned, I work at the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, which is the competent national authority of Colombia in matters of access and benefit sharing. I want to first mention that provisions on access and benefit sharing are not country-specific provisions. Our legislation around access is framed and has its origin in the provisions of the Convention on Biological Diversity, which was signed in 1994, and to which Colombia is a party along together with other 192 countries. This convention has specific provisions that says that when someone wants to access to genetic resources, it has to do in specific conditions. And for the fulfillment of these obligations set in the convention, the Andean Community countries, to the date Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru, and Colombia, signed a common regime on access to genetic resources in 1996, which is commonly named as the Andean Decision 391. This Andean decision sets out the basis for all the legal provisions of Colombia in matters of access and benefit sharing. And I want to highlight some of the key elements of the national legislation. First, the Decree 730 of 1997 established that the unique competent national authority in Colombia for access to genetic resources, for granting access to genetic resources and its derivatives is the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development. That means that if you want to access to genetic resources of Colombian origin, the unique entity of the government that is authorized to and that can do that is the Ministry of Environment, which acts through the Genetic Resources Group, which I am representing here together with Natalia. The second one that I want to highlight is the Resolution 1348 of 2014 that sets out the activities that constitute access to genetic resources and its derivatives in Colombia, to which I will get in more detail in the next minutes. Then we have the Resolution 1352 of 2017 that partially modifies the Resolution 1348 regarding access and the regime on industrial property. And finally, we have two decrees that were issued in 2013, the Decree 1375 and 1376, which excludes some activities as activities that do not constitute access to genetic resources. So these national provisions on access and benefit sharing are also framed under the dispositions and under the provisions of the political constitution and some laws, for example, the law 99 of 1993 that creates the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, as well as the law 165 that is the Convention on Biological Diversity. So when you want to access to genetic resources and its derivatives of Colombian origin, you have to subscribe a contract, which in the terms used in the convention are the conditions for the access to genetic resources or its derivatives and the associated beneficiary. And also it acts as the previous informed consent in which mutually agreed terms are established, as it is a contract that which terms are negotiated between both the user and the provider. In this case, the provider of the resource is the government of Colombia, and the user could be any one of you. So the contract is basically a previous informed consent in which mutually agreed terms are established for the access to genetic resources and its associated benefit sharing. What activities do require the contract for access to genetic resources? First, the activities that are done with Colombian native species. This requirement applies only for species that are of Colombian origin. Also, this applies not only for the species that are, or for specimens that are found inside the national territory, also for specimens that could be found outside that were once obtained from Colombia, for example, a plant or a microorganism that currently is in ex situ conditions, for example, in a biological collection. Even if those species are wild, domesticated, or cultivated, independent of their habits, the currently habit, if they are of Colombian origin, they are subject to ABS provision, to access and beneficiary provisions. And regarding viruses and microorganisms, these provisions applies for all the virus and microorganisms that are obtained from samples that were obtained from the national territory. This is very important because the understanding of samples that were obtained from the national territory applies also, for example, for samples of clinical origin, samples that are obtained from patients from Colombia. If you isolate microorganisms or viruses from that samples and you want to do access to genetic resources activities, these provisions on ABS applies to them. What activities are the activities that constitute access to genetic resources and its derivatives in Colombia? The first activity is the isolation of functional and non-functional DNA or RNA units in all its forms found in nature. The second activity is the isolation of single or multiple molecules, understood as micro and macromolecules produced by an organism, by the metabolism of an organism, which are understood as derivatives or byproducts. And also when a patent is sought for projects or procedures obtained or developed from genetic resources or their byproducts, this in compliance with the Andean Decision 486 of 2000, which is a common regime of intellectual property for also the Andean community countries. It is worth to mention that when these activities are done with purposes for systematics, ecological, molecular, and related activities related to taxonomy, they do not constitute access. Therefore, even if within those activities you are doing the isolation of DNA, RNA, or some metabolite, you don't need to sign a contract, but you probably would need other permits that are issued in Colombia, such as the collection permit. So we have developed this diagram to establish when do you require the access, to sign a contract for access to genetic resources when you are trying to do activities with species of Colombian origin. So the first question that you have to do is, what is the origin of the samples? This applies even if the activities are done for research, bioprospecting, or commercial uses. The first question is, what is the origin of the samples? If they are introduced species or human samples, we are not talking about for samples isolated from human. We are talking only about samples from human. That means the blood, the genetic resources of humans, not from the microorganisms that are present in those samples. These do not require an access contract for access to these genetic resources because those kind of samples are excluded from ABS provisions. But if you are going to work with native species, plant or animals, or with microorganisms that were isolated from samples obtained from the national territory, probably you would require a contract for access to its genetic resources. So when you establish the origin of the samples, the second question that you have to do is, what is the purpose of these activities? If you are going to do basic research without commercial purposes, for example, molecular systematics, molecular ecology, evolution, or biogeography, you do not require a contract for access to genetic resources. You can do isolation of DNA or metabolites for exclusively those purposes without having a contract, but having the required permits for obtaining the samples. But otherwise, if you are going to do bioprospecting activities or commercial or industrial activities, you have to do to yourself the next question, which is, are any of these activities undertaking? And we are referring to the three activities that I mentioned before, that are the isolation of DNA and RNA, the isolation of single or multiple molecules produced by the metabolism of an organism, or if you are going to seek for a patent about products or procedures obtained or developed from genetic resources or its derivatives. If you are going to do any of these three activities, you have to sign a contract for access to genetic resources with this ministry. But if you don't have to sign the said contract. When we talk about patents, I want to highlight that given the provisions of the Andean regime on intellectual property, the decision 486 of 2000, even if you are going to work with crude extracts, that means when we are talking about crude extract, we are talking about samples of an organism that probably do not have molecules isolated, probably an alcoholic extract or only the maceration of a sample. But even if you are going to seek for a patent with those kind of samples, you need to sign a contract. And that is because the Andean Decision 396 defines derivative or includes the definition of crude extracts in the definition of derivatives. Therefore, for the compliance of both decisions, the Andean Decision 396 and 391 and the Andean Decision 486, you have to sign a contract if you are seeking a patent for crude, that is obtained or developed from crude extracts. So with these generalities, I would like to mention that we have developed a completely handbook for access to genetic resources and the byproducts in Colombia that is completely in English, in which you could find all the provisions on access to genetic resources of Colombia, as well as a duly filed form for access to genetic resources and all the steps that you need to take to sign and to obtain the contract for access to genetic resources. And this handbook could be obtained in the link that I provide in my slides. With this, I end my presentation, saying to you that all the requests for access to genetic resources must be done to these email addresses. So thank you very much, and we look forward for your questions.
Esteban, thank you very much. This is a complicated topic, even if we are from Colombia. So this handbook is going to be a good, I don't know what is the word to say, herramienta?
A good tool.
A good tool for everyone. So thank you very much. What about if Esteban, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm hearing you.
Okay, so what about if, I don't know, I am working and living in France and I need, I don't know, maybe an advisor who could give me an advice in this topic. Is there any advisor in this group that I can call or to be in touch?
Of course, you can also request to the emails that I provide. You can request meetings with us. We are always open and willing to cooperate with our users, because we understand that sometimes this topic could be difficult for someone. So yes, we are always open to talk directly with our users. We are constantly interacting with them. We are in a position to do it in English or in Spanish, whatever you prefer. And we could are more than happy to guide you through the process and to establish if you require the contract. And if you require it, we are also happy to guide you through the process until you sign the contract.
Okay, Esteban, so thank you very much again. We hope to have such a good news from your work there. So let us know at the end of this important meeting.
Thank you very much for you. It's a pleasure for me also to be able to share with you our provisions and these thoughts. So we hope
Okay.
that you enjoy your webinar very well.
Okay, Esteban, so have a nice, I don't know, maybe evening?
If we are at the afternoon, here
Okay,
is 4 p.m.
So have a nice afternoon. So at this moment, we are going to open the Q&A session. I mean, question and answer. I don't know if someone has any question. I'm going to check the chat. Okay, so no, there is a comment, but there is anything else. Giovanni and the other speakers, I don't know if you want to say something before Katia Mendes from Biointropic share with us some words. So Giovanni, I don't know if the speaker says something in the chat, on the chat. Let me check 1 minute the chat. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, so nobody wants to talk now. So Katia Mendes, she's the Strategic Intelligence Coordinator of Biointropic. Katia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What do you think about the topics and the opportunities in Colombia that we shared today?
First, good morning, everybody. It has been an interesting time where we have learned about business, the opportunities and innovation in cosmetics. I think it's a good topic and we can see very important and interesting topics relate with ingredients and cosmetics. Really nice.
Okay, do you want to share something else with us?
Yes, yes. In this webinar, we had seen the opportunities in Colombia for the production of cosmetics and new ingredients from Colombian biodiversity. And this has materialized through different innovative projects with Colombian species. We were able to see the great opportunity to do business and biobusiness in Colombia. And additionally, we have different companies that have developed products and business with cosmetics with natural ingredients, such as ECOFLORA CARES with the blue dye, BIOINGRED with a new generation of ingredients, Kahai with the sustainable Kahai oil, and Green Andina with the biodiverse ingredients for formulation. And finally, we listen about key aspects related regulations, national and supranational legislation. These kind of topics are very interesting for us. And this panorama show us that there are great opportunities to innovate in ingredients for cosmetics from Colombia and the opportunity to generate alliances for new businesses. Biointropic and the companies in this webinar can be great allies to now and work with the Colombian market. For this reason, this webinar is very important for us to connect and create opportunities and new projects since Colombia to the world.
Thank you. Thank you, Katia. Thank you very much. So thank you, all of you. It has been a pleasure to have you here. And it had been a pleasure to have you here. Remember that this webinar was organized by Global Cosmetic Clusters and Biointropic. We shared the email on the chat. We hope everything is clear for you. Remember that the English is not our language, but we enjoy to be here with you, and we make an effort, all of us made an effort with these languages. we are going to share this webinar recording in the website of the Global Cosmetic Cluster, and we are going maybe to talk about the possibility of send this recording to your emails, because you spend your time here and you deserve it. Okay, next one in the program activities of Global Cosmetic Cluster. Giovanni, could you change the slide, please? Okay, save this next dates. Okay, July, new materials development in Taiwan. September, supply chain and sustainability. November, packaging industry. I hope you can understand these names, I mean, from my accent, but you can see it on the screen. So thank you very much. Have a nice day, have a nice afternoon, have a nice night. Remember, we are the team of Biointropic, biointropic.com, and we are part of the Global Cosmetic Clusters. So thank you very much and goodbye.